Hey everybody, my name is Trisha Sheehan, and I'm just making a short video for you today that Jennifer asked me to make. You probably saw her post to start the discussion around, do health coaches need a niche or not? And she wants this group to be a really great resource for you and provide, lots of different fodder for thought. And so her post had a lot of good information about the advantages of not having a niche. And just to provide you with perspective on the flip side of that coin, I'm going to provide you with some opinions about why it's good to have a niche. And so that way you can decide what's best for you. And of course, there's no right answer. You could have a niche or not have a niche and make it really work and be wildly successful. But here are the reasons why I think it can be a really great idea to have a niche. The first one is it's a lot easier to do a good job with your marketing and your sales. And those are two different things. But if you're trying to be everything to everyone, you'll end up meaning nothing to no one. And so you really want to be able to make it clear what you're offering, what the benefits are, who's your ideal client, that sort of a thing. And so if you're trying to just help anyone who's willing to pay, that will not be effective. That'll waste your time and your money and your effort. And so of course, it can be done. You'll rely more heavily on word of mouth. And certain practitioners lend themselves really, really well to not choosing a niche, especially if you've been doing it for a long time or you are trained in another medical profession and turned over to health coaching. But my experience is that a lot of health coaches do really well when they go ahead and choose a niche. The other benefit is you don't have to know everything about everything. And so, one day you have this client who's dealing with Lyme, and then you got to jump to a client with thyroid issues, and then you're jumping to a client with digestion. And that might sound really exciting to you. And so that might be a good reason why you don't want to have a niche. But if that sounds overwhelming and that'll make you feel like you can't be successful, then you might go ahead and have a niche and get really good at that one thing. So that's another benefit. If you can imagine, if you see, once you've seen 300 people with thyroid issues, you're going to have some really good insights to help you with thyroid issues, and you're going to know them really well. Or maybe as people with Lyme disease, you really understand their struggle. You know what tends to help them and not help them, those sorts of things. And we all know that the body is totally interconnected, and it's not like you're going to help people with thyroid issues and only ever know about the thyroid. Of course not. But that leads me to the next point is you can also think about niche not as a body part or a disease or condition, but think about your niche in terms of a person. And so maybe you want to help people like women between the ages of 35 and 65, because that tends to be the group, or maybe 35 to 55, the group that's most likely to be done getting pregnant, but they're not fully into menopause yet. If that was your target audience, there's that group of women, and maybe you help them with anything they're struggling with, but it's, this group of women who have, got kids at home and they're really busy and stressed out and they're trying to feed their families, and what they're going through looks really different than someone who's like a older woman who's retired, or a younger woman who's trying to get pregnant, or a younger woman who's trying to have multiple pregnancies, and they're just going through different seasons of life. So you could think about your niche as a season of life for a particular group of people. That's one way to think of it. If you're not going to go for, everyone with Hashimoto's, or everyone with Lyme disease, or everyone with digestion. Now, some people choose to work with men in really busy, stressful jobs, and then help them with any health ailment that they have, but they really focused on those like corporate, stressed out, 60-hour-a-week men. So you can look at niche that way too. So that either way, you're going to be able to easily be clear about the benefits of what you offer and what you offer versus, if you had you did some marketing, say, and you put out an ad or post on social media, and you got an inquiry, and someone says, I'd like to learn more about what you offer. And maybe you say, well, what are you looking for? And they say, my digestion is off and I'm really tired. And you just say, yep, I can help you with that, and go on your way. Is a very different experience than being able to say, I work with women who have busy families and feel a lot of stress and really want to put healthy food on the table, blah, 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 and you can explain, and that will resonate with them so much. And they'll come away feeling like this health coach really gets what I'm going through. They get what I'm about. They've helped a lot of people like me. This is something I have to do. And they'll have a really powerful experience. And then also if you're sharing like testimonials, then people will really get to understand like, wow, she's showed me this testimonial of someone who improved with thyroid health. Like that's exactly what I'm going through, and look what happened to her. And it just all really resonates. So that's just an example of how having a niche just makes it a little easier. If you choose not to have a niche, just try to avoid that pitfall of being too vague or unclear, or, you know, feeling more vibrant. Like, what does that really mean in like the day-to-day life of the person you want to help? And so you also, a lot of marketing experts talk about the smallest viable market. So we tend to want to help everybody because we have really big hearts and we want to help everybody who needs help. But the problem is that will be very ineffective with your time and your money and your energy. So instead, another way to look at it is just look for your smallest viable market, whether you're going to talk to them about a niche or not. Just look for your smallest viable market and really work hard to figure out where are they hanging out, you know, in their community and online. What are their pain points? What's important to them? And like really get to know them well. And then you can work with them and you'll be able to have influence with them, so that when you launch a program, they'll sign up or they'll do a discovery call with you or whatever it is. So I hope that that helps. I think marketing and sales can be kind of a dirty word in the health coaching field, but it really doesn't need to be. I think the good news is no matter what you choose, you know, your heart and your gut is probably leading you one way or the other, and it's not a bad decision. Just go with what feels like the best fit for you and you'll do great. And marketing can be done in a really genuine, authentic way. You don't have to be salesy or feel bad about asking people for money. We're just there's so many people that need your help. And with, you know, just a little bit of marketing work, you can do a good job of getting your name out there. So I hope that helps. Choose a niche or not choose a niche. Either way, you'll do great.